Hello and welcome back to round 2 of season 3 Apex and Chill Racing League. This week we are at Canada for 2 races. Race number 1 is the results of qualifying that has just taken place, and race number 2 is a reverse grid race from the results of race 1. 17 lap race today, with one Para Wood starting on pole, his first ever pole in the league. But before we run through the grid, let's take a look back at the drivers' standings from round 1, which started last week. So we can see last week that RLD Racing had a blinding weekend. He won both race 1 and 2 and starts the championship strong with 100 points. Planty, who was the champion from season 2, also had a great weekend and a great qualifying that weekend, and he finished the round on 87 points. Planty, just 1 point behind, also a title contender from last season, finished the round on 86 points, just 1 point behind MRL Planty. And then Rez, the winner from season 1, also had a promising weekend, finishing the weekend on 80 points and just 20 points behind the leader of the championship. As you can see, this is going to be a very, very tight league this season. Everybody has improved, and we are in for one very, very good season. One Para Wood with a great start to the season. Again, massive improvement in terms of some of the results that he had last season. There on 76 points. Numpty Ned, who again, massive improvement week on week from him, and with him partnering up this season with Pally, that is definitely going to be a team to watch on 72 points. Kane there on finished the weekend on 64 points, a 4th place and a 13th place for Kane there. If he'd have had a second better, if his second race would have been better, then who knows where he would have ended up on the table. Lissandro, his first official weekend in the league after being a reserve driver last weekend, and 2 top 10 finishes there, a 10th and a 7th, which is great to see. Crazy Racer, another newcomer this season. Crazy Racer joined us right before the season started, and a 15th and a 4th for him. Monte Carlos down there in 10th. A off-par weekend for Monty, to say the least. Coro Wolf, or Wolf Cub, as we all know him by, massively improved based on any previous season that he has done with us previously. And we're really, really excited to keep on seeing what he's going to keep on doing this season and whether he can keep the consistency up. Smoke Dog, 2 consistent results there, 2 11th place finishes. Again, a good result for Smoke, and he'll be hoping for a better result as well this weekend. Pagey down there in 13th, Platinum Parody down there in 14th. He's definitely going to be looking to improve on that this race weekend and try and keep the some kind of consistency going there for the remainder of the season. And in last place we have TTV Nitu, that had a tricky weekend with a 12th and a 14th, and also picked some penalty points up as well, so he will be hoping for a much better weekend this week. So that's the drivers. And then taking a quick look at the team standings. So again, the teams of some teams have stayed the same for this season, and also some teams have changed. So Apex Originals is unchanged from last year with one Para Wood and RLD Racing 15. They've started the season strong on 176 points. GT97 Numpty Squad. It's a slightly different team from last season. GT had a different partner last season, and so did Numpty. So they're going to create a partnership this season. And to be honest, it's actually a partnership to watch because, like I say, GT is Mr. Consistent and Numpty Ned is improving week on week. Down in third place, we have Paures Racing Team, which is Rez and Lisandro de Silva. Again, Lisandro's first season, so to see them straight up there in third place with 144 points is great. Chemistry Racing Team with Planty and Smoke. This team is unchanged from last season. They formed a great partnership and a great friendship, so they do carry on racing for season number 2. And as you can see there, 141 points. Don't be surprised to see them move up the table as the season progresses. Team Payne with Kane and Pagey on 114 points. Again, that team is unchanged from last season. And again, don't be surprised to see them move up the table this season. We do have a really, really tight league. Any team and any driver could win this league. And then keep on going down, we've got Racing Hounds. Again, new team for this season. Cora Wolf, Mr. Wolf Cub, hoping to improve on his results from last season. And Monte Carlos, again, he'll be hoping for some more consistency this season. And then down at the bottom, we've got Team Papaya with Crazy Racer, who is a new driver into the league this season, accompanying TTV Ni2 on 106 points. And again, they'll both be looking for an improved race this weekend. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is your drivers' standings and your team standings. We'll have a quick look at the grid before we pass it over to Zabi, who is on comms for this evening. So as I said previously, One Para Wood, absolutely brilliant qualifying session. He's been on it all week. One Para Wood has got a lot of experience around this track, racing on F1 quite often before he ventured into the world of GT. And yeah, he's got a wealth of experience around this track, so he will be hoping to convert that pole position into a race win. Ryan Cooper, we always say it every single week, the lad puts hardly any practice in all week, turns up on a weekend, and would you believe it, he's up there again. Great speed from Ryan Cooper. A lot of the lads have struggled around this track this week. This is a new track that come on the spec free update, and like I say, a lot of lads have been struggling on this track, so it's great to see him up there. Pally up there in third as well. Again, great result there from Pally for qualifying, because again, he is one of the guys that has been struggling this week, mainly for grip. But again, great to see him up there. C. Jones down in fourth. No doubt he'll be a little bit disappointed with that qualifying, because he has had the pace up there with One Para Wood this week, but hopefully he'll be able to convert this into a race winning weekend. Down in fifth, MRL Planty. Again, he has struggled this week, so it's great to see him there in the top 5. Lisandro, strong performance again from Lisandro. Like I say, it's only his second race weekend in the league, so to see him up there in 6th, and by the looks of it, has some strong pace. It'll be great to see how he can convert that into the race. Ni2 there down into 7th place. Again, you know, 7th place compared to the results that he scored in round 1. Great result either way. Smoke Dog over in 8th. He'll be hoping that he can gain a few places through the race and finish up there near the podium. RLD Racing, one of the surprises in the qualifying sessions. RLD Racing is normally right up there in the thick of it, near the top of the pack, and he clearly struggled in qualifying, as he has struggled this week around this track with the lack of grip, and the just mainly the lack of grip that he struggled with. Pagey in 10th for solid performance from him. Numpty Ned down in 11th. Monte Carlo in 12th. GT Crazy Racer in 13th. And Wolf Club down in 14th. Wolf will be hoping that he can make some places up during this race. And this race is going to be all about who can keep it clean, who can stop themselves from spinning. And if you can achieve that, I would say you're probably going to be in with a decent result. We are expecting high drama, we are expecting spins, we are expecting chaos. And that being said, I will now pass it over to your commentator, Zabi on the mic, who will be taking you through the race this evening.
Wherever they finish in race 1, that's not how they will start. It'll be the reverse grid of race 1 in race 2. So 2 races of 17 laps. Let's not waste any time and let's get started. As we're just out here with one Wood on pole, Ryan Cooper in P2 and GT in P3. It's going to be 5 red lights and we're ready to go racing. The lights were up for a little bit longer time, but it's a good start for our P1 driver. It's a good start for Ryan Cooper right behind him as well. They might be challenging into turn 1 or no. In fact, C. Jones is almost going side by side with Plenty. They're going to be wheel to wheel. Nearly at the back of one of the cars at the back. He's going absolutely wide, and that is Nitu. After starting in a very good position, finds himself back at the very bottom of the field, and that is not a good start for Nitu at all. Meanwhile, all the other drivers have gotten up to a very good start out here. Plenty and Chemistry, Wilfred Smoke in P6, both the two teammates in P5 and 6 at the moment as they stand the GR2 categories. Remember, this is since we had race 1 in a GR1 category, as by the looks of it, Smoke right behind his teammate Plenty there, and he could be going for a move anytime he gets the opportunity. Meanwhile, Lisandro is there for Pures Racing, teammate of Ryan Cooper, who's in B2, is down the inside line. There's going to be an opportunity for Lisandro to get past him, as in fact, that is Ryan Cooper in B2, and right behind him, all right, ahead of him is one Wood, and behind him is C. Jones by the looks of it, and heading towards the final corner. Ooh, that was very close. That was very close on the exit of the final corner with the Wall of Champions and chicane into the final corner. That was pretty close for Ryan Cooper to that outside line, the Wall of Champions, which could be very, oh, that's going to be tricky, and he's had a huge slide on the exit of turn 2, and that definitely could turn out not so good, and the one Wood is going to be heading towards the wall, and that is going to be one Wood just on the exit there, losing the car on his own. That pressure from Ryan Cooper was just getting more and more. And only on lap 2, he's lost out the car. Same part Charles Leclerc crashed in the F1 Grand Prix 2025, but look at that. From lead to P13, from hero to 0. So it's not easy at all. Earlier on we saw Ryan Cooper struggling for it as well, and by the looks of it, he continues to struggle so far, and C. Jones is going to be right behind him looking for an opportunity to overtake and just get past him as soon as he gets the time to get past him, as C. Jones has done an absolute epic job in qualifying for himself to be here on lap 2 at the end of lap 2. Now into lap 3 will go, and C. Jones finds himself in P2. Remember, he's the only driver without a team this season. All 14 have a team, 7 teams are there, and 1 is an individual driver by the looks of it. Ooh, that's going to be close, and as it looks like Ryan Cooper might have had being very close to the outside line once more, so drivers are definitely not finding it easy at all. And again, look at that, Ryan Cooper trying to stay away from walls, but depending on whether others can replicate the same or not. C. Jones right behind, just ahead of Lisandro, and the two Pures team drivers are 1 and 3, and C. Jones in a sandwich of their own. By the looks of it, Smoke in P4 with Plenty in P5, so we're definitely going to be looking for any time soon we get an opportunity or we see any drivers getting closer to one another, and these two teammates are definitely going to be closer to each other out here. By the looks of it, as Plenty is putting up that faster, better lap time. Oh, that's a very slow going Monte Carlos, and will that allow Car Empty Net right behind him to get ahead? That could eventually mean an opportunity for him to get past. What about the ones at the front of the field? Smoke and... but there's not much going on between these drivers, and now there might be something going on right here at this point in time, and this could be an opportunity. Maybe not for C. Jones to get past Ryan Cooper, but for Lisandro to get past C. Jones there, because there comes an opportunity, and he will be able to get past him soon. And at this point in time, Smoke just has managed to keep ahead of his teammate Plenty at this point in time in P4, but anytime soon could be the chance for Plenty to get past him as well, which will be interesting to see whether what can they do. But you can already see these drivers are definitely struggling here around Canada, and maybe not as much as you'd think they are, but still slightly they are. And eventually, ooh, the cars are legging a couple of them. Not sure why is that the case eventually, but by the looks of it, you know, there still is drivers who could be fighting each other off. We're just trying to navigate through the circuit, navigate around to see who could be fighting and who could potentially fight each other for a position, as we're already 4 laps in, and you could see all of them still pretty close to each other, but not many of them going for moves at all. Or are they though? Because Wolf right now is very much closer to Nimty Ned, but I don't think he's going to be close enough to be making a move. And Plenty has now managed to pull away in fact, Smoke has managed to pull away from Plenty, and Plenty is dropping down a little against his teammate, and so has C. Jones slightly gained up on Lissandro by the looks of it. But has he though? Because these two seem pretty close. But so overtaking opportunities around here, mainly it's the main back straight, and C. Jones now just puts it in the wall. And definitely the thing I was talking about, the drivers struggling, they surely are struggling here. It's a brand new circuit, and now right behind goes Numpty Ned through ahead of C. Jones. They're going to be side by side. They're going to be making contact, wheel to wheel are the two drivers. Who's it going to be late on the brakes? Is it going to be C. Jones or Numpty Ned? It is going to be C. Jones who's going to get the job done, and here comes Wolf from right behind. He will get the move as well. What an overtake there, as a couple of cars, one driver made a mistake, and many of them are now right behind. Meanwhile, GT is right behind ahead of E2, and RLD and Page are on P11 and 12. But this could be interesting, as E2 is going to try and get a job done on GT. Meanwhile, he's at the front of the field. It is what cars? I'm just trying to identify, and it might be C. Jones in there. Indeed, it is him. He went for it on the inside line and lost out all of it. What we would have thought is boring is only getting better now, as DT and Numpty Ned are going side by side. So are Wolf and Numpty Ned. Sorry, Nito and DT are going there, and Wolf and Numpty Ned. Oh, that's going to be close. Right to the back. Oh, there's going to be cars. And there's going to be incidents at the very back, as Nimty finds himself in P10. And he's made a mistake just into the final corner. The Wall of Champions again finds himself. Narrow circuit, street circuit, walls closer never than ever, and drivers struggling all around. C. Jones, who was having one of his best races in recent times, and there's going to be another opportunity for him to go down the inside line, which eventually can't avail it just yet, and will have to back out here, or will he go for it on the inside this time around? No, he won't, but right behind the drivers might, and RLD, they're going to make contact, and he's just going to be tapped around. C. Jones has spun round once more, and he'll have to do the recovery, and he eventually has to do the recovery. It is all getting crazier and crazier here, as Numpty Ned now just behind RLD, who's managed his way into P9. What's just happened there at the start, we were looking at, alright, this is all smooth, this is simple, everybody's maintaining and managing speed and pace, but it only got crazier and crazier. So that is now brilliant to see some great racing. Meanwhile, Lissandro, our first driver into the pits for a set of brand new tyres, who's going to get the soft tyres off on lap 6 and potentially get a set of either new mediums or soft tyres. Remember, pit stop is mandatory, so I am assuming he's going to get a set of medium tyres eventually in these dry conditions, by the looks of it, as Monte Carlos has managed to get into the pits as well to get a brand new set of tyres. And I wonder if they got fuel or not, but they definitely got tyres. And yep, Lissandro has got a set of medium compound tyres at this point. Ryan Cooper in P1 on his own, leading by a mile. Meanwhile, Smoke and Plenty in P1, P2 and 3. And looking at everybody else, right, cars behind, so Nito in P4 with GT in P5, so a couple of drivers have eventually pitted from the top as well. Wolf in P6 with Numpty Ned in P7 so far. RLD in P8, he's got a penalty, so he's going to slow down at the next penalty zone, which is going to be him having to lose out that penalty time out there. Alessandro is on an out lap, and this might be a pretty early pit stop. Not sure what was the case and if they're going to go for 2 stops, but it could be very early stop. And Ryan Cooper, I remember at Trail Mountain in race 1, I believe it was, yeah, round 1, he pitted twice, and probably that strategy was not a good one at all. So maybe something like that could have happened, but with Alessandro pitting this early, or maybe we don't know the reason, as C. Jones is now right behind One Parawood. Both the drivers that started at the front, both the drivers who had pretty good starts, as One Parawood was leading at one point but lost it on lap 2, and C. Jones, who was running in P2 for most part, lost it out as well, and then again when he was just trying to recover, being inside the top 10, he lost it out once more. So definitely that is not an easy thing at all for both the drivers, and by the looks of it, the two chemistry team drivers are in P2 and 3 so far. Remember, it's a different category. It's almost GR3 and GR2 throughout the whole season, and it is GR2 cars today. And was that Smoke making a little bit of a mistake? Maybe not, as we're nearly halfway through the distance of this race. Not just yet, but 8.5 laps would be half the distance in this race. And by the looks of it, Plenty is getting closer to his teammate. Smoke is going to have to defend, and he's going to have to drive. Will have to drive as faster as he can. He's going to try and get the slipstream. He's going to try and get the extra speed, just following the car ahead, but it won't be enough still. And he just comes into the pit, and that undercut he is gonna do. So definitely the early pit stop I was talking about, Alessandro, has been followed by others, and it might not be early, because you know one of the other drivers came in, I believe, at that point as well, who was on a set of medium tires. So probably the tire wear is way too much. Obviously we have indicators, but they aren't really accurate, which could give us any accurate data about how or what exactly is going on under those cars, under those helmets. And there is another mistake by another driver, and that'll be Nitu. Right behind will be RLD. This is going to be side by side. He's going to try and fight him up, but he won't be able to do that, as RLD just gets past and makes the overtake done. He has made a mistake, as need to, but he's not going to leave him at all. He'll still try and fight him up. He'll still try and put him all that pressure on him if he can, to get the position back. And this is the fighting spirit. This is the fighting spirit these drivers have. You know that if you haven't already done much, or if you've made a mistake and there are still cars around you, you have the opportunity to gain that position back. Do it as soon as you can. And once again, trying to look for drivers racing closer to each other. Doesn't seem to be the case, apart from these couple of cars. This is going to be very close. It's going to be absolutely close between GT and Nitu there. This is once again going to be side by side just before they're surrounding the back straight. Is any of them going to go into the pits? None of them will. And GT has to back out there, and they're again going to be for a moment side by side. But he's still going to be staying. He's still going to be staying behind him, and he doesn't go side by side. He might do it about now. And is he going to be late on the brakes and later on than Nitu? No, he won't be able to do that. And RLD has made a mistake. He's run a little bit wide and lost the car. Has a little bit of a slide, and that will again easily allow these guys to get past. And absolutely, as I said, a brand new circuit, a newer circuit on the game, which these drivers won't have much practice of, and that is definitely resulting in a lot of mistakes which we might not usually have seen. One of those little slides. I'm not saying they won't be making mistakes, but still. There's going to be another battle between these two guys. GT and Nitu are again going to be going side by side. These two are not leaving each other side at all, as GT will get past now and will get the overtake done. But he's almost kissed the wall on the outside. Has that made him lose any time? By the looks of it, not just yet. Not yet. But again, around the back straight. They're going to be closer to each other, and nearly to the back of him goes Lissandro there of D2, and RLD is going to be in P8 as well. He could be giving up all that pressure. He could be giving up all of that pressure on the car ahead as well. Will that be the case? Not just yet. These guys are almost in a train here. Obviously no DRS on these cars. Oh, he's going to hit the wall. He's hit the wall while entering the pits. Not sure if that was on purpose or he's just done it by mistake. But these are in the pits. GT and now RLD into the pits as well. But that pretty much should be their only pit stop at the moment. And look at that. And Nitu's car is slightly going a little bit slower. And that indication in that car's bar, it's all blinking red. It's all blinking red around, and that's usually for damage. I'm not sure whether he has got any damage or not in that car, because obviously on GT7 you can't see any physical damage, but there could be somewhat damage which could be slowing you down aerodynamically. And cars again are getting closer to one another. Meanwhile, Ryan Cooper and plenty are there in P1 and 2 have not been it. So as in Wolf Club with Nimty Ned in P4. Remember, wherever they finish in this race, it'll be a reverse grid of it in race 2. Round 2, race 1 here at Montreal. And there's going to be an opportunity for him to go down the inside line. Will Monte Carlos get past him? His car is moving around left and side, left and right side. And they're still going to be able to get past, and he will be making the overtake done. And he'll get the overtake done. And now the job is done, but it is going to be nice to see whether these two can exit out and undercut a couple of drivers at the front. Ryan Cooper is just coming out. The pit stop out now. Plenty in P2 with Wolf in P3 still in the pits. Numty and Monte Carlos as well. But what about those guys at the back? They were coming right behind. They won't be able to undercut much of these drivers. What about Lissandro, who was the one to pit very early out of all these drivers, and he just manages to come out in P4. And by the looks of it, Smoke has managed to do a good job as well. Smoke and Plenty, both of them are in P2 and 3 with Ryan Cooper in P1. So by the looks of it, that seems like to be the top 3 of this race so far. But will this be the top 5 of this race, as Wolf Club is now right behind Numpty, and any opportunity soon for him to grab, any opportunity for him to take, he will be taking that with both hands, and he's gonna be doing that in no time eventually. He's gonna have to work hard for it though. He's gonna have to work hard for it. It's not really gonna be easier for him at all. As our race leader continues on. Meanwhile, at the very back is Craze. So by the looks of it, if it stands as it is, he's going to be starting in P1 in race 2. Page in P2 for Team Kane, I believe that is. As C. Jones in P11. Right now he finds himself, after those mistakes, RLD in P10 with P9 to N2. And just ahead of him is One Parabud. And the fight we were talking about, these drivers could be on, as Empty Ned is going to be heading towards the wall. And once again, the exit of the final corner sees a driver make contact with the wall. And that will be problems for Numpty and for the team as well. These guys are going to be losing a couple of positions, and remember, it's 50 points for the winner. If he wins, he's going to be doing that again, not once but twice, and definitely struggling with those tires. And by the looks of it, those tires are going to be heating up, because you know he's struggling when you can see he's not made the mistake of losing the car not once but twice. So yep, and I think drivers know that they might have just needed a little bit more practice than they would have had done throughout the race, throughout the weekend so far. But definitely now that's interesting to see, as Lissandro in P4 at the moment with Wolf in P5. So that is interesting. Numpty has lost out definitely because of a mistake, but his teammate is now in P6, so that could be interesting. Meanwhile, Nito and Wampara Wood, Nito and 1 per hour is ahead of E2. RLD is behind E2. So that is interesting to see. The Apex original drivers. Remember, RLD won race 1 at Trail Mountain, but by the looks of it, he is outside the top 5 and not finding it easy around here. And we're just looking for any drivers again that would be closer to one another. And by the looks of it, there aren't many who would be closer to each other. Meanwhile, Lisandro is looking to catch up to Smoke, and possibly by the end of this race he could be catching up to him, as we're on lap 14 now. Our race leader is on out of 13, so we're getting to the end of this race soon enough, and we will be doing that slowly. And oh, there's going to be a little bit of a problem. There's going to be a little bit of a shake from Ryan Cooper, but I think he's clear of any trouble for the moment, as Plenty's got a penalty and he's at least a few seconds behind him anyways so far. So that's going to be interesting, as Sandro now will be catching up to Smoke, and Smoke at least by the looks of it, but I'm not sure whether he's going to be able to catch up and overtake him though, as Wolf is on his own. GT is catching up to him, but again, it's a matter of time whether he could be catching up to him before the end of the race or not. Nimti is in P7, 1 per Wood is in P8, and he is getting caught up by Nitu time after time, lap after lap. So the trouble is going to be on. It could be double trouble for 1 per Wood if he loses out to Nitu. His own teammate RLD was not far behind, or Mobile. It just could be double trouble for Apex Originals, as C Jones is going to get past before the final corner, and he will get past RLD, and he's going to get the top 10 position, and he'll get the move done. And he knows the importance. Obviously, everybody scores points. It's not that only top 10 score. Everybody scores points from P1 to P14. The 14 drivers we have. Eventually, we've lost out somebody. We only have 13 now at the moment. Oh, Ryan Cooper, a little bit of a slide, and he doesn't need that. He doesn't need that pressure to be getting up to him. And when we talk about pressure, Lisandro has gotten, or we only think that he's getting closer, but he's not actually getting, or maybe he is getting closer to Smoke now. And a possible chance for P3 could be on, and a possible scene for a P3 will be on by the looks of it, as our race leader will be heading towards lap 16 out of 17. As now, I think this race has been decent. This race has been okay, but maybe pace-wise, drivers might have not been closer with one another, or it wasn't a lot of raw side-by-side content action, but possibly a couple of them made mistakes and allowed action to happen. Meanwhile, we might just be getting the action just about now, as D2 has caught up to 1 per Wood. He's been right behind him. He's trying to catch him up every now and then, and he's almost done it around here. But he'll have to calculate it nice and easy, because only 1 lap remains after this one, and 2 laps, including this one. So one mistake could really undo his hard work, could really undo all the work that he's done, and all of this could go in Wayne, which I'm sure he does not want to do. Meanwhile, Lisandro is getting ever closer to Smoke as well at this point in time. So now D2 in P9. Ooh, a little bit of a grass going for him. Meanwhile, our race leader, let's have a look at our race leader, Ryan Cooper, who's just going to be entering into the final lap now, and everybody behind him who goes over the finish line will be entering the final lap. Not sure about anything else, but you know that Ryan Cooper has done an exceptional job here at this point to really get that P1. He had a very good pace at Trail Mountain as well, but was unable to convert it into something, which eventually, by the looks of it, it looks like he's about to do here at Montreal. So race 2 will be final position start for him. But by the looks of it, he will have the opportunity. Ooh, that's There's going to be now one opportunity, and just before going into the final lap of the Grand Prix, or no, rather, he will not be close enough at all. He will not be close enough to be making a move at this point at all, as our race leader again will have to find them, as we just want to know where they are and what point of the track they're making their way around. They're making their way around back straight, as we're going to go back to these guys and an opportunity. What about Lisandro and Smoke? These two are very closer to each other as well, and definitely now this is coming to an end, as let's go to our race leader, Ryan Cooper, the man who's done all the hard work since the last season, the man who tried all he could at Trail Mountain, lost out the win, but he's going to get it today, and it's going to be here at Canada, as Ryan Cooper wins round 1 here in race 1 here in round 2. Brilliantly done from him, as Plenty for Chemistry Racing will come up to P2 and finish in second position. By the looks of it, Smoke and Lisandro might be just photo finishing side by side to the finish line. Will Lisandro move to the second, 2 side by side? No, he won't, but still P5, P3 and 4 for them. As Wolf in P5 with GT in P6, followed by Numty in P7, and Nito is just going to get the move done round the outside into the final corner, as he'll be getting that move done in P8 or no, as One Parawood will get the position back as he overtook him around the outside the track, and he'll give the position back with One Parawood in P1, P8 and P9 for Nito. An exceptional job. Oh, have a look at this then, as C. Jones has taken the checkered flag. And now, by the looks of it, RLD has taken the checkered flag as well, as Page in P12 with Grace in P13. Exceptional racing at the end, and definitely I could sense one thing from here, and that will be, if this is what we've seen here in race 1, race 2 is going to be even better by the looks of it, as Ryan Cooper wins and takes victory here in race 1 in Canada. Plenty in P2 with Smoke in P3. That's an exceptional result for the Chemistry team, who at the moment are doing a decent job in the constructors as well, which I'm sure they'll be looking to do even better. And with this result, they're currently in P4 coming into this round, so those points will push them a couple of positions. With Lisandro in P4, so Pures Racing has had a brilliant race as well, and that then means Wolf Club in P5 with GT in P4, the two teammates GT and Numty in P6 and 7. By the looks of it, One Parawood started on pole position, but only ends up in P8 with Nito in P9, who almost had him at the end there, but has to give up that position. C. Jones ends up in P10 as well. RLD in P11, Page in P12 with Craze in P13. So that's going to be the end, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you all watching enjoyed it. Caught up all the action we could here in race 1. A lot of actions happening, so apologies if we missed out on something. A brand new circuit, so every drivers adjusting to it as well. But as good as race 1 was, race 2 should even be better with the reverse grid of this one. So that's going to be the end. See you in race 2.